The College of Education at the University of Houston presents this video series on the Cooperating Teacher Training. Today, you will be watching a video cast on Evaluation and Assessment.
The university supervisor will keep copies of all evaluation forms in the student-teacher's official file to be submitted to the student-teacher education program at the end of the semester. Copies of all evaluation forms will also be left in a school file stored either with the cooperating teacher or in the school office. The student teacher should keep copies of all forms in his or her own personal files. Note that sample forms are included in the student teacher handbook and electronic versions are available upon request. Placement information, sample weekly schedule, outside work, coursework schedule. These forms are completed by the student teacher as informational pieces for the university supervisor. Any concerns about these schedules, example, a work schedule that might interfere with teacher contract hours, should be discussed with the program leadership immediately. Student teaching attendance log. The student teacher brings this form to the cooperating teacher to initial and record the time at the beginning and end of every day in the field. It should remain in the student teacher's official file. Weekly formative assessment. This form is filled out weekly by both the student teacher and the cooperating teacher independently and then discussed together during the weekly conference. A copy should be placed in the school file and another saved for the university supervisor for the official file. It is the responsibility of the student teacher to bring this form to the cooperating teacher each week. Student teaching progress report. This form is filled out by the university supervisor at every visit. It should remain in the student teacher's official file, maintained by the supervisor, and submitted to the program at the end of the semester. UH Lesson Plan Template. This is the required lesson plan format for the 5 required observations each semester of student teaching. Note that a sample form is included in the student teaching handbook. The electronic version of this form is available upon request. UH Lesson Plan Assessment Rubric. This form is used by the supervisor to review the lesson plan submitted 24 hours in advance of a scheduled observed lesson. UH Teaching Assessment Rubric. This form is completed out by the university supervisor and the cooperating teacher for the 5 required formal observations. This form will be the basis of discussion at the post-conference. 1 copy should be placed in the official file, 1 copy is for the school file, and the last copy is for the student teacher. Student teaching midpoint final assessment. This form is completed by the cooperating teacher, university supervisor, and the student teacher independently at midterm and at the end of the semester and used for formative and summative discussion purposes. Professional Attributes Assessment. This form is completed by the cooperating teacher, university supervisor, and student teacher independently at midterm and at the end of the semester and used for formative and summative discussion purposes. Outstanding Teacher Form, Student Teacher of the Year. Each semester, the UH Teacher Education Program selects an outstanding student teacher. The guidelines for submitting an application are included in the Student Teaching Handbook.
You should now have a better idea about the evaluation and assessment in student teaching. You are ready to proceed to the next step. Good luck with this phase of cooperating teacher training. This has been a video cast on Evaluation and Assessment in Student Teaching, the University of Houston, College of Education, Teacher Education Program is an ATE Distinguished Program in Teacher Education.